Hey, Disney cruisers, and welcome back to the DCL community where we are here to help you plan, prepare for, and get excited for your Disney cruise. You guys know me. I'm Rebecca, your host and admin of the DCL community. And today we are talking about getting away with your best friends, with your girls, with your guys, whoever you're closest with, maybe other couples, and enjoying a vacation together. So as you're coming in, please say hello. Let us know where you're watching from so that we can say hi. But Laura, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Greco. I'm with Fairy Tale Journeys Travel. And this tonight is one of my favorite conversations to have. It's a topic I love because I happen to love sailing with the girls and my friends and big groups of friends. It's just one of the most fun vacations I ever take. So, this is one of my favorite vacations to plan.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And if you don't know, Laura and I actually were on the same sailing on the Fantasy last month. So we
So,
were friends getting to sail together. It was the best. It was so fun.
it was
So fun.
mind blowing,
I
I have to
know.
say.
Oh my gosh, such a
That was
blast.
incredible.
Yes, and I have to say that if you are watching right now and you're like, okay, I am ready to plan a vacation with my friends, or maybe you're trying to figure out what the best trip is for your friend group. Is it Disney cruise? Is it the parks? Do you want to drink around the world or maybe another cruise line or a resort? Reach out to Laura. She has tons of experience across the travel industry and she can help guide you and coordinate so that you're not having to do all the planning and stress of whose flight got delayed and who didn't add the drinks package or whatever it is. She can help plan and handle all of that for you. And her planning services are actually free for you to utilize. So reach out to her and let her help. Uh,
Absolutely.
but let's go ahead and kind of start with why a Disney cruise for a friend's trip? You might think of some other vacations to get together with your best pals, but why does a Disney cruise make sense for getting together?
For a number of reasons, mainly the value. When you're dealing with a group of friends and the size of the cabins and the fact they have two bathrooms, so if you're going on a friends cruise and you have three women in the same stateroom, you want space, you want to be able to mobility, and having that split bath is Disney, the Disney difference right there for the staterooms. So just the staterooms alone would be a recommendation there. The more women you put in a stateroom, the more bathroom space you're going to want.
Yes.
So I would say there is one of the top reasons, but also because your basics are included, your sodas, your coffees are included, your main dining room. There's really no upselling unless you want to go to that adult dining. And even that, Apollo's $50 a person, and we can talk about that. But the main dining room experience, you rotate through three main dining rooms, that's included in your cruise fare. So there's a lot that we can plan together in a big group on a Disney cruise that's much easier to do. Your Broadway style shows are there, tastings and whatnot, and their private islands, the extension of the ships there. Plenty of fun to do, um,
And I
and fun
knew
to
we were going to
have.
get this question from somebody. And Christina's asking, wouldn't think about Disney cruise for a French trip. Aren't there kids everywhere?
There are kids, but every cruise line, unless you go on Virgin Voyages, does have kids everywhere. So there are a lot of kids, and there's a lot of kids on Royal too. And Disney puts adult spaces there for adults, and there are spaces for adults and there are spaces for kids. And the kids clubs on Disney are great. So those kids tend to stay there during the day, and your adult spaces are 18 and older, and you shouldn't see kids there at all. And if you do, the crew whisks them away. Um,
Yes. I was going to say, I'm
so,
sure you've seen it too, where the crew will go up and ask to see their key to the world card to
yes.
show that they are the appropriate age to be in that
Hmm.
space. But
Hmm.
between the adult only pools, the dining, the spa, I mean, you could go hours without seeing a child on a Disney cruise.
Yeah, exactly. And I get a little chuckle because I've been on other cruise lines and there's kids. So,
Yeah. And if you're curious about cruising without kids and going on Virgin, Laura has also sailed on Virgin and gotten that full experience. So that might be worth having a conversation about too.
And
But
that's
yeah,
another cruise line that I say bring your friends. That's a great
yes.
one too. But you can't,
Ooh,
that you would need to double up. So you can't really throw room occupancy in there as easily
got it. Good to know.
for
And
that
I
one.
mean, just a selfish question. If you were looking at Disney versus Royal for adult, an adult only getaway, friends only, would you lean one way or the other, or does it really depend on ship, itinerary, budget, all that stuff?
Personally, for me, if I was going on a friends trip, I would go Virgin over Royal if I wanted adult only.
Good to know.
Absolutely, and they're all included too. Gratuities are included in the price. Basic bevies are included in the price. 22 eateries are included in the price. They don't do the upselling bit either, except for alcohol packages. They follow Disney in that they don't believe in, you know, buying your weight in alcohol daily. So there is no
Wow.
alcohol package on Virgin either.
Got it. Good to know. Yeah, I have heard so many great things about Virgin. I know you loved it, so I definitely have to get on board one of those ships because they look incredible, especially those suites. Oh my goodness, those bathrooms. I wish I could live in one of those guys. But speaking
They're
of
really
staterooms, right? But speaking of staterooms, because I know, right, we're talking about people needing space and needing to
Mhm.
spread out. So how many adults do you think could reasonably fit in the different category staterooms on board Disney Cruise Line before you potentially, question your friendship and judgment about sailing with people?
Well,
What's
how
your
close are
recommendation?
you and your friends? I mean, you could fit up to 5 in a Disney stateroom. So 2 of you would share the queen bed, and then you have the bunks, and then you have the Murphy that pulls out. So you could get a room that holds 5 and put 4 in there, and each of you has your own bed. Or you can put a 5th person in there and somebody shares and snuggles. So it's usually me and my sister-in-law will snuggle in the queen and then we add. And that is a good way to save money because the second, third, fourth, and fifth guests pay a little less. You divide that, you split that in half or in fifths, and then that's a nice savings on your stateroom. But there are staterooms, you could just do 2 to a stateroom, 3 to a stateroom, 4 to a stateroom. It really is up to you. And inside ocean view veranda, and if you really want to spoil yourself, you can go to concierge.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of those
Options.
suites with the different bedrooms. Yeah.
Yeah, you could really spoil yourself on these trips, or you can keep the budget low and go all inside staterooms. You could connect if you do verandas, you could do some connecting and then open all the verandas outside and have all the space, have your morning
Yes.
coffee together.
Oh,
There's so much
so
you could do on a group cruise that is so much fun.
yes, and I was gonna say, if you're thinking about multiple staterooms, it's definitely a reason to reach out to Laura because depending on the ship, you're gonna wanna keep in mind where your staterooms are on board, and she's got the inside scoop on, some areas that you might not want to be right above or under or next to.
Underneath or
Yes.
above or near,
Yeah.
or you might not like a view being blocked by,
Oh, yeah, yes, such a
anything
good
above
point.
you. So, yeah.
And Susan is asking, how do you pay for these? Can we all put our cards down or does it have to go on one person's card? What about payments?
So you could use as many credit cards as you want. So when somebody comes to me and they're booking a bachelorette party, or my son's bachelor party is on a cruise, so every groomsman is using their own card. No problem. We
Yeah.
split it, and then I make the payments accordingly. That's very normal. The only time that doesn't work is when you do a group, an actual group. And I know I get this question a lot. What's the difference between booking a group cruise? Are there benefits to being an actual group versus individual staterooms? Once you do that group, you're in a contract and it's one person's credit card for the deposit.
Okay.
So, and you're signing a contract for X amount of rooms. And if you don't fulfill those rooms, you're still going to be responsible for those rooms. So,
Okay.
I don't tend to do the official group unless, you're guaranteeing those spaces
Got
and you
it.
know for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. So maybe you're doing like a wedding, you think, and you have a certain amount, or not even with a
Usually,
wedding?
it depends because some people, last minute cancellations, and sometimes who wants to put their credit card on file for 10 rooms on their credit card for a deposit. So even the weddings I have booked for clients this year, they all just did individual rooms,
Got it.
um, to avoid that.
Good to know.
But it's a conversation I have with each client. Um, they decide
Yeah,
what works best for them.
that's such a good point. Depending on the size of the group, who's all involved, it might be easier to coordinate one way or another. And someone's asking if something goes wrong, does the Disney travel protection cover that if you're in a contract for a group?
No, the group contract is a group contract.
Got it.
So
Good to know.
that's
Okay,
a
so maybe we
contract.
stay away from the group and
Right,
we focus on sailing together versus sailing
right.
as a group. Good.
It's
Love
always the
that.
better way to go.
And I know we get this question all the time, especially from those like bigger families. Maybe you're sailing with your brother-in-law, sister-in-law. You guys just wanted a weekend where the kids all went to grandma and grandpa's and you guys all get away. I can see your kids doing this in the future and being like, bye, mom, dad, see ya.
Yep. See ya.
Um, but how do you actually, if you're sailing as a group in different staterooms or sailing together in different staterooms, how do you actually connect reservations so that you can do things like dine together or do excursions together?
So as you book, I actually link them as the booking is made. So I link them in the background, so that when Disney pulls it up, or any cruise line, we can do this. We can link the reservations. It's called just linking. And so when the cruise line pulls them up, they see that you're traveling together. And with Disney, that's important because they have different dining rotations and different service teams. So we want to make sure your group is linked together so you get the same table as everybody at the same dining time on the
That's
same rotation. So it's really important and it's something I do. It's something any travel agent will do. They will link your group together, internally. That's how
it.
that works.
Okay, love that you handle that for your clients. That's one less thing that you have to worry about. And I know that sometimes people will stress about booking, the onboard activities like the Palo brunch or whatever it is. But you can go ahead and do that if you're all linked. You can do that in the app because you can see everybody, right? Or
Once you link more than 4 rooms together, then the system doesn't allow you to see everybody.
okay,
So
good to know.
understand this, if you have more than 4 staterooms, I won't link you until after the booking process is done. And if you tell me you want me to book your Palo brunch, I will go make sure I book your Palo brunch for you, and then I'll link you after all of that is done. Um, it's
Got
just an easier process. But don't worry, I know what I'm doing. By the time you board, you will be linked together for dining. It's
I
something
was
you don't have to worry about.
I was gonna say this is exactly why you work with Laura because she's got you covered. She could probably do it in her sleep, honestly.
All of this, when am I going to be linked, doesn't have to, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, she's got you covered. And speaking of dining, and I know we said dining together in the main dining rooms, but if you're traveling with group of adult friends, do you recommend doing the adult only dining?
I think well, first of all, I think if you've never cruised before, going to the main dining rooms once to see
Yes.
and try that food is important. So if you're on a 3-night cruise, I'm going to tell you to do Palo brunch or Remy brunch. to try the adult dining room, but do enjoy the main dining rooms because the food is delicious and the entertainment in some of those dining rooms is fantastic. It's a do not miss. That said, if that doesn't interest you, I'm not going to twist your arm to do it. It's your vacation. So if you do want to try that Palo dinner or the Remy dinner, heck yes, it's a great meal. So again, I'm not going to stop you from doing that.
Yes. Oh man. All the food is so good that you can't go
I'm
wrong, but
getting hungry.
I know,
Um,
I know. Next time we should order Paulo soufflés to us while we do one of these
is
so
that
that we can.
possible?
I know. If it's not Disney, get on it. It's like Uber Eats Paulo. It'll be
Oh,
great. Oh man, and this is an interesting question. Would you do 3 days at Walt Disney World or 3 days on a Disney cruise? And I'm assuming this means for a group of friends, but if not, let me know because we're talking about friends. But if you mean for family, either way, I would reach out to Laura and talk about it. But what do you think for a group of
my
friends?
answer to that, if you're coming in to Walt Disney World for 3 nights, I would do that and then a 3-night cruise because a 3-night cruise isn't a long enough vacation,
Yeah,
honestly. It's a
good point.
taste of what a Disney cruise has to offer. It's a great weekend getaway, but personally, I mean, now I live close to port, so I'm more apt to jump on a 3-night cruise because it's a way for my husband and I, quick weekend getaway.
Yeah.
But if I want a vacation, I need something longer. So, to be honest, when you ask me that question, I'm like, sure, do 3 days at Walt Disney World and end it,
Yeah.
rest your feet from the running around, and hop on a 3-night cruise. That's my
Yes.
answer.
Oh, that's such a good one too, because I know everyone knows that I'm not a parks person. I know nothing about the parks, but I do know that they are very large and you spend a lot of time going and
Run,
lines
run,
and
run, run,
everything.
run, run, run.
Yes, so having that way to relax after, that's a good way, and Disney doesn't do, like, a land and sea anymore, right? That's not
They
like
do. Well, we do. They do because they can add the pre-night on,
okay.
but quite honestly, then you can't take advantage of the discounts on property for room packages because they just add the nights.
Oh, okay.
So really, they don't, not really. So I never do that through the Disney Cruise Line because then I can't add a promotion if it drops. So if a room discount comes, I
Oh,
can't get that
see?
discount for my client. So I tend to, if they want a pre-night stay or a pre-vacation stay at Walt Disney Resorts, I book an actual package. So this way, if they release a promo, then I can apply that promo.
That's
So that does make it a
awesome.
land sea. It's not that they don't do land sea. It's just you create it yourself.
Got it. Okay, that is good to know, and yet another reason you're looking out for these promotions all the time. So if something comes out that you can
Uh-huh.
apply, you can do that retroactively rather than somebody having to refresh the Disney website every day
Yeah.
to see if
No,
something
I
came
do that.
out. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. And I know we talked a little bit about, booking activities, but one question that came in was about booking excursions privately if you're sailing with a group of friends. Is that something you would recommend? Would you rather do Disney's excursions instead, or how does that kind of work?
Okay, here's the deal. I'm aware that a lot of Disney's port adventures do sometimes sell out.
Mhm.
I get it. And then we look to the private ones, especially when you're with your group of friends and you really wanted to do that rum tasting in Jamaica. I know, I get
Yeah.
it. My fear, and I always say this to any of my clients because I can't stop you from doing it, but the ship will leave without you. And you see the videos of people running after their ship. It is true. The ship leaves without you. The only protection you have is when you book through Disney, the ship will wait for their own port adventures if they run late. You have to be super, super careful and make sure that the private tour company you book with is getting you back to the ship on time. So I say make sure it's hours before you're all aboard. Don't play.
Yes.
or else you will be running down the dock. I mean, you see it happen all the time. At least every time I'm in Nassau, I see somebody running for a ship, and you're just gonna
Yeah.
wave goodbye. Like,
I was
bye.
gonna say, I feel like a lot of times people forget that just because you're on vacation doesn't mean the rest of the world is on vacation. There's still school traffic and rush hour traffic, and you need to bake in plenty of time to get back. I know we've done private excursions, but we'll get back like 4 or 5 hours before the ship is gonna
I'm
leave.
good with that.
Yes,
Like,
but
leave
you
the
have
ship
to, yes,
9 AM, get back 1 PM.
yes,
Just don't
perfect.
play. Like, get off
Yes.
early, but don't start your excursion at noon. I mean, there's traffic on these islands. These
Oh,
tour
yeah.
companies, you know, even Disney's port adventures sometimes come late, but the
Yeah,
ship will wait. So you
absolutely.
please.
I
I
know.
I don't want the call. So I
No.
always warn my clients because then I'm like,
What, yeah, it's
I got
and
nothing.
some people also forget, a lot of these islands, it's like one road that's going to this particular beach that you really wanna go to. It's not huge highways. I mean, I'm
Right.
thinking about Grand Cayman getting down to, yeah, yes. I mean, you have to bake in commute time. Just have that plan ahead of time. Don't risk it. Just don't risk
Don't
it.
don't. Like, Chobin Ruins in Costa Maya is, like, an hour and a half from the port, and if you do
Yes.
that privately, oh lord, I'm
Bake
sorry.
in all, yes, all of the time, and I know there are the companies that have the back to ship guarantee, but just do your due diligence, and again, this is why working with someone like Laura is so important because she's got the experience and she knows who you can trust, and where was it? Was it Michelle? No, it was Jackie. Jackie's asking, "Do you have any favorite adult excursions?"
Um, I have done I mean, I I have favorite excursions. I don't know that they still do some of these because some of them I haven't been on since that time we don't ever talk about.
Mhm.
But before that time in Nassau, the last time I ever got off the ship there was a private sail
Ooh.
where it only took 11 people. It was a sailboat. um, and they served us this delicious lunch and they sailed us out. It was fantastic. I don't know if it's still there. We did I want to say some sort of rum tasting, adult only. But my favorite is Fury Catamaran in Cozumel. Kids go on that, but it's fine. It's a catamaran. It gives you free margaritas, and you go to their private beach, and then it's a dance party on the way back. Um,
I was gonna
I'm
say,
a big
Laura convinced me to do that one, and it
Did you
was,
like it?
oh my gosh, it was so much fun. The snorkeling was awesome. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad we did it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I can't cheat on them. I feel like they're my go-to now when I go to Cozumel. Um, but generally, lately, I've just been enjoying the ship because unless I go somewhere new, um, I'm just a big snorkeler and a big catamaran girl. So I'm almost the wrong person to ask because I was flying in from New York a lot, so beaches was where I would wanna go. Now I live in Florida, so
I'm
I don't
right there
have to
with
go
you,
to the
though.
beach. So I
I
think
would,
now I would
yes.
probably do more of the tours and the, tastings and the baking and all that stuff you see that I used to be like, "I don't have time for that. I gotta go to a beach."
Yes, that's how I am. I'm just like, somebody get me to the beach, get me a cold drink, get me in the water." But yeah, getting to enjoy some of the more like cultural experiences is definitely climbing higher on the list. I know I've seen people ask about the chocolate tasting that you can
Yes.
do,
Mhm,
and all the tastings that you can do. Anything food related, sign me up. But Michelle Patrick, I hope
mhm.
I'm saying that right, is asking what ship you would go on for an adult, like, friends only trip. And I feel like this is a loaded question, but,
This is
um,
so loaded.
what What do you think? I know, I'm like, "How many people? What's our budget? How much time do we
Okay,
have?" But
I
if
would go
everything is equal,
if okay, if it's all adults, I would go dream or fantasy because of the Skyline Martini Bar, which kids cannot go into at all at any time. And it's one of my favorite bars on the ship. I love that whole back end
Europa,
right
oh my
there,
gosh.
Europa and La Piazza
Yes,
on the
yes.
back end of that. But I gotta tell you, I'm totally in love with the Disney Treasure now. Um,
Ooh,
Scat Cat, no kids allowed. The Rose, no kids allowed. Ugh, she's my
yes.
go-to now. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, I
I
have to
wouldn't
get
get
on the treasure. Oh my
I
goodness.
have to say that because of Scat Cat and the Rose, and same with the Wish, except it's nightingales and the Rose. I, that class ship has my heart now. It's those 2 bars. I could be in there every night, no kids, 0 tolerance.
Yes. Just
It's
getting to enjoy, and they have the piano in,
and the
Skat Kat and
census, yes, and when the Destiny comes, it's gonna be the Dalmatians.
oh yeah,
Um,
that's gonna be
it's
awesome.
and it'll still be the Rose, but the Scat Cat, Nightingales, it'll be all about the Dalmatians in there, and again, no kids, and they really up the rainforest spa.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, that's where
Yeah.
I'm headed.
No, I don't blame you. I'm always the dream class, dream and fantasy have my heart. I still have to get on the treasure, so maybe I would change my mind. But yeah, that spa area and the rainforest room on the Wish class ships is just breathtaking. And I feel like when you're
Mm,
traveling with groups of friends, sometimes you might feel like you have to do everything together, but you don't. You can go and do your own
and
rainforest room or
that's
get
the
your
key.
pedicure.
I have to say that I've done several, and the one I saw you used a picture of my mother and my sister, and that was
Yeah,
on the Fantasy, a Pixar cruise, which are coming back, by the way, in
I'm so
2026.
happy.
Um, so that was one we did last year, and we didn't do very much together. Like everybody did their own thing. My mother loved the rainforest room on the Fantasy, and she just did that, and she showered and got ready for dinner in the spa. And my sister was found reading her book at Quiet Cove, and I just bebopped all over the place getting pictures and stuff, like and we all just ate dinner together, we went to the bars at night, but everybody does their own thing, and it's totally fine, totally
Yes.
fun.
I was gonna say, I feel like you are spot on. The secret to a like successful French trip, one is work with a travel planner like yourself, but two, have activities that you can do on your own because as much as you love your best friends or your
Oh,
family
no,
or your
you need
in-laws,
space.
yes, you need it. And that's why it's okay to maybe get separate staterooms or, upgrade to a suite so you can have your own space.
It's really okay, and you have the better time if you're willing to say, "Hey, I'll meet you at the bar before dinner. We're gonna
Yes.
go do this, or I'm gonna do this. You go if you wanna get off in Nassau. I'll be on the ship." All of that is okay. It's not
Yes.
about doing everything together. Dinner time is for togetherness. Some
Yes.
people might wanna see a show, some people might just wanna go straight to the bar and be done. Um, it's
Oh,
all good.
interesting question here. So does that mean that I can do things like trivia on my own? Wouldn't have thought of that. I know I do trivia by myself.
I do whatever I have to I went to a character breakfast by myself
Oh, I love
because,
that. Yes. Why not? It is your vacation.
I went to character greets because my mom and my sister were like, "I'm not doing that." So I went and met the Incredibles, and I did all the
Yes.
Pixar greets by myself. Who
That's
cares?
awesome.
Who
Yes.
cares?
I know. It is your vacation. And yes, Gabby, trivia is free on board and there's
Yes,
a
a bunch.
billion. Oh my gosh. I never
We
win.
are
I'm not good
it,
at
when we were on the ship together, Rebecca, we finally won a
it.
music trivia.
I'm so proud of
Our
you.
group,
Wow.
we finally won. I have a medal. It took 7 nights, but we won.
You got it. Oh my gosh. I am so proud of you. I have never won a trivia. Maybe one day I'll join a team that knows things and I can win, but oh my gosh, it's just the best. If you are, I know a lot of people think that, oh, it's just the pre-booked activities. That's all there is to do. I'm going
Mm-mm.
to be, there's so much to do on board these ships. Oh my goodness. So much to
We
do.
did. We flew by the seat of our pants. 9 times out of 10, we just do whatever we wanna do. "Oh, there's a
Yes.
trivia. Let's go."
Yes. And what's the most fun that you tend to have with when you're sailing with a group of friends? What's the most fun that you have? Is it just hanging out around the
It's
ship? Is it certain
just
activities?
it's just being together, like, we make the most fun at the trivias or at the just sitting at La Piazza with our favorite
Yes.
bartender, I Anton, making us drinks, just having so much fun taking pictures on the motorcycle and going, "Oh, it's trivia
Yes.
time," and running as a group and other people knowing and going, "Oh, we're gonna beat you tonight." You make other friends, so your group
Yes.
makes friends with other groups. It's just fun. It's relaxing. There is no best part. The whole thing because you're with your friends or your sisters or your it's the fun you make. It's just fun.
Oh, it's so true. You guys could just hang out on deck by the pool all day and have the best time because you're together. And it's just the simple things. It's just no need to overcomplicate it. Just enjoy being with your friends. And I feel like that would be a good place to end it. But I do, somebody asked about cabanas as a group,
Mm.
and you have better chances getting the cabanas. What are the odds of getting them if you're all sailing together? If I'm platinum and the other people I'm sailing with haven't cruised before, can I get a cabana easier for all of us and splitting a cabana? So can you kind of, I know I just threw a lot at you, but
Okay, cabana.
yeah, yes,
Cabana. So cabanas, as you know, tend to go to those who are concierge. Now, what happens is that sometimes the concierge people decide very last minute that they don't want them anymore. So it is always best that if you didn't get one before you sail, to put your name on the wait list with guest services because magic does tend to happen. At this point, your castaway status doesn't really matter. It's going to go in order of that wait list. So it's very important that if you do want that cabana, go directly to guest service when you board and tell them you want to be waitlisted for a cabana as soon as one opens, because now you're going to be on that line. It's a pretty good chance you get one though, because I can tell you as a concierge guest, we change our mind all the time because sometimes we're like, we're spending our money in other places. We
yeah,
don't want to spend the money. Now, if you do get the cabana and you want to split it between those in your, group, all you have to do
yes,
is tell guest services how you want it split, and they will do it so that it appears on their folio. Case in point, in February, we had a big group. It was my group of agents, clients, friends, and we had a cabana and both islands actually, and we split it down and they put whatever the breakdown was on everybody's folio, even
yes.
split, so we didn't have to worry about it. Um,
Oh, that's
and
so
Disney's happy to do that for you. You just have to tell them. Divide the
yeah.
price by 6 and they'll do it.
Yes, it makes it easier too if, cabana is something that maybe you couldn't necessarily, it wouldn't necessarily be in the budget. This is a great way to do it with a group of people sailing, especially if somebody is, even if just one room is concierge, you have better odds of getting one.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
yes. And Gabby's saying that she just paid off her cruise last night, sailing on the Dream in July. So that is very exciting. Make
Yay!
sure you get a placeholder. Make sure you get a placeholder. It's the best souvenir.
Placeholder, placeholder.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I guess as we're kind of tying everything up right now. Disney, we started with why Disney cruise for that perfect friend vacation. Why Disney cruise in general? Like, of all the vacations that you can choose from, I know we talked a little bit about the staterooms for friend groups, but why a Disney cruise? Why is that your go-to vacation?
Because they're the best.
They are the
'Cause I
best.
love but 'cause I
Yeah,
love them so much. No,
yes.
because they really are. 'Cause I mean, now it's family. It's like going home for me. I I
Yeah,
had a very funny message. One of our agents just sailed with her family on the Wish, and I hooked her up with my favorite dining team, and I haven't been back on the Wish in I don't know how long because I've been going on the Treasure and the Fantasy, right?
yeah.
Well, my server said to Shelby, she doesn't come see me since she went
Oh,
on the Treasure.
oh, she doesn't love us anymore.
Oh,
Oh my
no!
gosh.
I have to
Oh,
now go on, like, I have such guilt, I'm like, "No, I'm coming home, I promise." So, yes, for me, it's like going home, because the servers will remember you, because you can
yes,
actually form relationships with the crew, like, because they do go they follow you from restaurant to restaurant, like, you just
yes.
start to take they become your family. That is so it's refreshing.
It
Um
is. Even the stateroom hosts, they get to know your routine so that they're not interrupting your day, interrupting nap time, interrupting whatever it is. The level of service on board a Disney cruise, I don't care where else you're comparing to around the world. It is like the definition of excellent. They're gonna take
It
such good
is.
care of you and your friends.
It doesn't matter if you're concierge or not. There is no lower level service no matter where you are on that ship. Um, it's clean, it's always clean, they're always cleaning it. It's, unbelievable. It's their service is like none other. Um, if you have a
Um,
problem, they will fix the problem.
oh
It's
my
just
gosh, yes.
I don't have enough words for why choose Disney. It
It's
has so
perfect.
much value.
Yes. Yes, and
Not
then
to say that you don't see a mistake, not to say I mean, they are humans, you will have experiences that might not be what you expected. That's what the comment cards are for, right? Because nobody can be perfect, but it's the way they handle things.
absolutely, and same with the
So
ship itself. I know we've been seeing so many questions lately because of plumbing issues and blah, 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 and I'm like,
oh, the
"Listen,
poor
you're
magic.
I just and the magic is incredible, and the treasure, the first month that it was out, it had all the atrium or grand hall
Yeah,
was soaked, but things happen. If there is something in your stateroom that isn't right, if the safe isn't working or something's leaking, call guest services. They will fix it so fast because they want you to have an amazing vacation. But if you suffer in silence and stew, the only one you're hurting is yourself. So don't be afraid to ask guest services for help. They have entire teams on board. They want you to have a good time. Oh man,
yeah,
that's always
yeah,
I'm like, don't suffer in silence. But
right.
yes,
Just say, tell them,
also, yes, the characters on board are also a plus. That's what some people are saying in the comments,
"Oh,
and you can't
yeah."
go wrong. N make
Have you done the dance parties in the atrium with the characters? I mean, you can't do that in the parks. You can only have a dance party and actually dance with Daisy, who, by the
Yes,
way, she's got moves.
she
I
does
don't
have moves.
I don't know if any of you have ever danced with Daisy Duck, but that girl, oof,
Yes, she can shake those tail feathers. She can.
and she will take you by the hand and she will dance it out
Yes,
like no
yes.
other.
Oh, it's the best, and I don't care how old you are, there's nothing like seeing Goofy walk down the hall and give you a high five. It's the best. Oh my gosh.
Or
It
Minnie Mouse
yes,
looking
yes,
at your pictures with you and telling you how much she loves
I
that
know.
picture, and I
Oh,
mean,
it's so good. Laura and I could probably go on for the rest of our lives about how much we love Disney cruises, and I feel like that's proof enough why you should get on one, whether you want to sail with your friends or you want to sail with your family, or heck, if you want to sail alone, or maybe with Laura and I, we'll make it
We'll make
a
it a
trip.
habit. We'll make it
Yes.
do. We'll do it.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be so fun. But oh yes, someone did dance with Daisy Duck. That is awesome. I love
That's
that. That is so
amazing.
fun. Oh man, okay. Looks like uh Raylan, I hope I'm saying that right, also loves the dance party. So that is awesome. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you are ready to book your Disney cruise or your Disney parks trip, whatever that vacation is, reach out to Laura. She is here to help. Again, her planning services are free for you to utilize. So reach out to her, let her be that resource in your planning, especially as you're managing. I know my group of friends, we're all in different places as life has kind of evolved. She can help coordinate pre-hotel, transfers, travel insurance, all of that, so that you guys can just focus on getting on board and enjoying your cruise. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Melissa, you will be going on your first Disney cruise. Yay, you're gonna love it. Do we have to pay the
Yes.
cruise in full before we can even book anything on the ship? Yes, your cruise does have to be paid in full before you can make your selections for your activities.
Yes.
And if it's your first cruise, that pay in full date and your booking window open pretty much the same time. So you're
And if
good.
you don't know what the booking window is, I would definitely reach out to Laura, and you're going to want to, once you book your placeholder on board, if you transfer that over to Laura, might be some little love that comes your way, as well as amazing service so that you can get all these questions answered. Sorry, were you going to say something else? Did I totally interrupt you there?
No, I'm
No.
good.
Love that. Oh, but yes, Melissa, you're gonna have so much fun. And I'm forgetting who it was earlier who said Gabby, who's paid off her cruise. You're gonna have so much fun. Everyone is gonna have so much fun on board. Take Laura and I with you so that we can cruise forever together.
I'm
That would
little,
be
I can fit in your suitcase, so
yeah, yeah. We don't. We'll sleep in the grand hall or the atrium. We don't mind.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll sleep on the deck. I don't care.
exactly. Oh my gosh, talk about a sunrise. But yes, you enjoy the rest of everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Laura, thank you so much again for joining. And we will see all
Of
y'all on
course.
board real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.